everybody. This is Ahmed. It's Thursday. Just did a show yesterday, and for some reason, we're gonna do a show today. It's very interesting story. Uh, just through the internet, other social media, I've seen this. Uh, he's an activist on Twitter. Like 100 tweets a day, and uh, I couldn't really figure him out. It's just all over the places, facts and views and grandiose ideas. Very interesting guy, and a lot of reaction, generating a lot of reaction. Mostly not so flattering, accusing him of all sorts of stuff, that he make up stuff, and conspiracy theories about earthquake in Turkey and Syria was planned, and the things you put on a tweet and on a Twitter on a social media is not like you don't see it elsewhere. The social media now. It's just مولد وصاحبه غايب. It just all over the places, and people will just put and post everything. So that's not it. But having it in one place, all those things in one place, it's very interesting. And so I contacted him, and I asked if we can chat a little bit and find out what is his story. Was born in Egypt and got a degree. No, his bio is an amazing. It has tons of stuff on it. I mean, I'm telling you. Okay, well, as we talked before, I was intrigued by your posting, especially mainly on Twitter. I mean, there are so many tweets and so many. You are all over the places. Talk about different things, point of view, opinion. Grandiose idea, conspiracy theories. And then your interest in just very wild and wild too. And I'm looking at your bio, and I mean, I can't go through all of it. We'll only have 20 minutes show, but so summarize your intellectual journey.
First, I really appreciate, you having me as a guest. Second, do you want me to go through this in Arabic or in English? Both are fine with me.
No, we'll do it in English.
Okay, good. Well, my career started like a long time ago, when I was in Egypt, and I got my degrees was in therapy and rehabilitation. And there was a different career from the psychology and the counseling career that I do have right now. But I started with a therapy career, which is medical career. Got my master's, and then doctorate in it too, from Chicago Medical School when I came in here. And then after I kind of shifted to different kind of specialities, since I don't know, you got this impression about me that I'm a holistic, comprehensive thinker. And this is against the norm that we should be specialized in one field. I am this kind of holistic, comprehensive thinker about the truth. The reality is not one speciality. Our life is not one speciality. Our life is vast and different things around us that I think, I did adopt the way of studying and researching in a lot of areas without being distracted. And that's the reason I did shift to the counseling psychology, the spiritual counseling psychology, which is something I really love to do. And before it, I got my master's in metaphysics, philosophy, and then after I got my PhD in spiritual counseling psychology. And then I was so intrigued by the parapsychology, which is one of the booming specialties, here in the States too. So I got, another PhD in it from Sedona University. And then right now I'm working on my the last PhD, the terminal degree in research as a researcher in Grand Canyon University in studying the cognitive psychology, specializing in the studies of the mind, the conscious and subconscious mind. And that put me exposed to a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, a lot of data in the last 30 years, or more than 35 years. I've been doing this. So between practice and between the journey of research and science, I did publish 10 books, 9 in Egypt and 1 here in the States, covering this whole area that I talked about: holistic medicine, nutritional healing, and after, the spiritual side, studying the psyche, also, a lot of things about the parapsychology and the OBE and NDE, the out-of-body experience and near-death experience, which is another booming field in the psychiatry and parapsychology. And same time, I'm a human rights activist and a political activist. So that's on the side, because I think that as a thinker, as and a cultured thinker, and everybody, should do the same, is just to have this connection with the motherland in a lot of ways, and think about their issues and their crises and being there for them. That's what I do.
Well, this is very good, and I mean, you're not sitting in your avatar, just thinking and that kind of you're connecting to the reality.
True.
I don't want to be critical, but I'm just when I see somebody talking about the truth or the spiritual or the higher mind or the university or the places that you got your PhD or your certificate, places I've never heard of, or
Well,
some.
let me explain more. That's a good point, and I think that's good. A point to talk about now.
Yeah,
Now we have two kind of academic lines: the secular and non-secular. Okay, so the secular or the empiricist or the experimental science, that's the secular. That's the mainstream. Okay. Now, the other one, the non-secular, this is the one that is not included in the mainstream universities, and that has its own system, its own universities. Now, I'll give you an example. I'm not the only one who did that before. Now we have a Carl Jung. Carl Jung is a great psychiatrist and a great psychologist at the same time. But, he got his PhD in psychiatry, but at the same time, he specialized in the spiritual and metaphysical psychology. And he got a whole brand new branch or field called analytical psychology based on that. Now we have William James. William James is a pioneer in the same kind of psychology, that was the origin of psychology, my dear friend. That was the origin. It was philosophy. It was based on philosophy, not on medications, not on pharma, but just to give you the whole truth about that we have a whole pharmaceutical lobby. We have a whole
I really do understand that, and that's why I'm not really rejecting this. And
but I'm pioneering.
I'm all of anti-establishment, and I'm all anything against the pharmaceutical establishment. But how is your field of?
I'm trying to do both. I'm trying to do actually 3 of them, because my approach as a holistic thinker is body, mind, and spirit.
Okay.
So that the body, I'm already certified and licensed in the body therapy. That's that's already an establishment. That's a secular thing. Okay. And also I'm certified is a non-secular.
What's
And
a
now I'm to be
what's a body therapist like?
the
Chiropractor?
physical therapy, the rehabilitation
Okay.
therapy, and all of this.
Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
I got my certification, licensing, and top degrees in it.
Sure.
Now I didn't go to the next step without finishing the body level. Now I'm in the mind. I finished the spirit too, and I'm working on the mind now, the cognitive mind,
Mhm.
and I'm in secular now. I'm doing my PhD in the secular mainstream psychology. So I'm a combination of the whole thing, and I'm not adopting only the secular or the non-secular. No, this is the way it is. The truth is not only one side. The truth is multidimensional.
Okay. He seems very busy. He just almost collecting certain degrees and study, work on books and where do you get all this time for social media? You've been all over the place. Has been tweeting. How many tweets do you do a day?
I don't count. that's
Yeah,
the thing.
you can.
Because I'll tell you something. I have hours per day for my constant research because I'm in an active researcher right now,
Yeah.
and I'm working on my dissertation too. So I have my laptop all the time working and my phones too, like getting the latest on the Google Scholar, academia, a lot of websites, for the new knowledge, and new updated articles and essays and research. I have to be updated and write my own papers too. So when I see something, a topic, like I'm working on my paper, and I'm seeing a topic popping out on Twitter, and I only like Twitter. I'm not involved in Facebook or Instagram or anything because I think Twitter is kind of straightforward. A little bit more elite thinkers are on Twitter
Really?
compared to other social.
So you
Mine
like
was all
you
compared
like
to other social.
what do you think of Elon Musk?
Uh,
Is something you
he's a
like?
fun. That's what I think about him. He's a funny guy.
He's a funny. I like.
Yes, he is.
He is.
Yeah, yeah. He's a funny guy, and he has his own approach. And I think that his inner child is out more than he is real man. So that's what's really funny about.
Well, he's a wealthy, rich man. I've always, even before Twitter, I've always describe him as a like a frat boy, rich boy that he's playing with his poops out of boredom.
Well, Elon Musk is a character that was seen by more powerful entities that can be the Troy horse, in this Tesla electric car invasion, SpaceX, now Neuralink. I think he's just the example or the model of the trend, but he's not the trend itself.
How do you make your living? Do you practice
I do
medicine?
practice. Yeah, I do practice, but not on a full time basis. It depends on my schedule. So I work like sometimes as a travel consultant. I do cover, for some few months work thing. Plus, I'm a researcher at the same time. So in the university. Plus, I have my platform, counseling platform online. That it's part of my income too. So that's how I do it.
What kind of clients that seek out your service?
Every kind of clients. I mean, Americans and
I know I'm
Arabs.
not talking about nationality. I'm talking about the people. What
Oh,
service they seek out? What kind of service?
people that they went to the regular psychiatrist or the regular secular psychologist and they could not get any help.
That's it.
And usually they get good results with the spiritual psychology because it's deeper.
The problem with this kind of alternative medicine or spiritual medicine, there is no an oversight that people can claim things without really have to prove it.
Well, that's not actually the situation here in the States because here,
Where are
what
you
they,
now? You are what? Where you live?
I live in the state of Indiana.
Okay. What's going on in Indiana?
Yeah, so I had to introduce this new online service to 3 boards, and I get approved by them to do that. The board of mental health, and the psychology board, and the therapy board, the physical therapy board, because originally I'm the 3 of them, but in one person. So because they don't really have this kind of
Expertise.
concept, so they had to review what I'm doing and got their approval. They made some changes in the wordings. They just say, you have to make this clear this way and so on, but got approved in the end, which is another achievement, because this is something new.
Yeah. This is great. I mean, some of the things that you post on Twitter, even it's not like first time I heard things like that, but there is a lot of grandiose idea, conspiracy. The Earth is not flat. Things you heard about the earthquake in Turkey and Syria was planned. The end is near. You hear those things that kind of might kind of tarnish some of your credibility, because this is something you come out for anybody. You can post it on. There's millions of videos on YouTube that is full of this conspiracy theories. Who killed Kennedy? Who did the COVID virus? And so, do you check some of your tweets?
Let's make it clear, because I know that that's confusing. Now, there are 2 lines of research and discussions: the experimental, with tests and results and proofs, and the qualitative reasoning research, which is discussing and studying the phenomena. Okay. Now, I'm the second one. I'm a qualitative researcher who uses the phenomenology studies with open mind, because there are no theories regarding these phenomena, and I put it as a discussion topic. Okay. Now, putting this on a scientific board is different from putting it on social media board or platform to see the general thoughts about it. Okay, so it's a topic that why do we have to hide topics? Why do we see phenomena around us without discussing it openly? Flat Earth or globe? The earthquakes in Turkey, natural or man-made? I mean, why we are having this phobia of discussing this? We're not saying that this is true or this is true. No, we're just opening the topic for discussion and getting together, me as a researcher and scientist, and others on the platform, to get this mental connection of thoughts. Now, this is part of my research on social media and outside the social media, is to study the lived experience of participants in any kind of society, and getting the thematic analysis. I do thematic analysis after, to see the main theme behind that. And then later, even experimental researchers wants to make a theory from what we did. That's his part, not mine.
Oh yeah, but that's fine, and I'm sure you'll be open for all sort of argument, criticism. One of the member of it's Marcus Who's Who. I thought this place has been discredited long time ago, and this is just a vanity trip, and that's why I mean, this something you really brag about it, being a member of Who's Who these days.
Let me tell you about something. I don't brag about anything, because I don't care about titles. I'm a free thinker. I'm a free spirit. I don't care about titles. But if I get approached by a reporter here in the States, or by an entity to ask about me and my bio and so on, and to get my approval to put it online, I mean, I don't say no, because that's their part. I mean, no bragging about that. But if somebody wants to know me, I tell him, go to my bio online. I mention any entity. Go to my bio online. So they see my bio on different areas, like this university, this marquee, whatever. But I'm not this bragging guy about whatever.
I mean, you said I don't like title, but you have a lot of them in your bio. I mean, and I can't even say you know, which title you want me to introduce you.
Is everything mentioned after his name?
So that's fair enough, and the audience can pick whatever title that.
Quickly, like doctor of theocentric psychology, that's one. Doctor of physical therapy, DPT, that's two. Now I'm a candidate, a PhD candidate, in cognitive psychology. But to talk about all of these things in few titles, wordings, I mean, that's silly. I mean, I consider this like.
And people, anywhere that you work with anybody.
I'm a member of the American Physical Therapy Association. I'm a member of the American Metaphysical Doctors Association. I'm also a member of the APA, the American Psychology Association. So I'm a member of all of these entities, and I'm a member also of the Energy Medicine Association. So this is, again, if I say that, that's bragging. So I don't say.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm just saying, there is an umbrella that you work under and overseeing what you're doing and monitor.
I'm an active member of probably 5-6 associations. So
that's great. Well, thank you, Dr. Hussam.
Thank you, sir.